Heartbreak is sitting at the windowsill looking out at the rain. 30 minutes earlier, you find the hat she gave you and it brings a smile to your face. You're over her and the nostalgia fills you with joy. You love the rain, the way it sounds, the blur of nature, such a beautiful thing. Suddenly, you feel yourself suppressing an uncomposed vision of seeing her in your driveway. It devolves into a frown, and a memory of a poem she'd written for you. This poem she wrote was about the rain. You stop your brain before it begins a vicious cycle of memories, trapping a half-thought in your head for a split second. It lights not a memory, but a distinct feeling that you're all too familiar with. You trap the thought in your head empty, but it's already too late. You look out at the window, at the rain that brought a smile to your face moments earlier, and you try to catch the tears before they fall, but they just don't stop. For the first time since it's been over, you just want to be held. Part of you wishes it never happened at all. You remember the last time somebody held you like you needed to be held, and it was her. That moment she held you started it all. Your mind realizes that if the relationship never happened, and you were this heartbroken over someone, she would have put her arms around you just the same. You realize history would have repeated itself regardless. It plunges you into a place where every direction that may have been would have ended up here in tears. You realize that you're much better off than when she last loved you. Maybe she would have loved you enough to stay if she'd only met the current you. The once confident person never doing better in life becomes insecure, feeble, and inferior. You don't know what else you can work on to improve yourself and are so proud of where you've gotten. You wonder what she'd think if she knew what you were up to. You wonder, would I have been enough? As you remind yourself, that's not why this ended. But regardless, it feels you feeling inferior. You're impressed by the amount of tears. You thought this was over. It's only just begun. It's been so long since you've indulged. You're already this far, so you start listening to your old songs. The pressure in your head and the acute heartache becomes physical pain, and it ignites at the foretelling lyrics. You know her love would be tragic, so you don't pay it no mind. Innocently as she sings in your ear, morbid curiosity in your eyes as you long for her in a way that needs to be satisfied despite the consequences. Wave after wave of memory hits you like a cold day at the lake and the water slapping the sand. On that lonely night, we said it wouldn't be love, but we felt the rush. It made us believe it was only us, convinced we were broken inside, yeah. Your mind slips to the beginning of all of this, remembering how hard you both fought to stop this from happening. You remember the night this all started, feeling a similar pain inside. You remember how she washed it away, holding you. God, if she could hold you right now, maybe this would go away. She knows you well enough to know exactly what to say to get you through this. And it teases you with the possibility of relief, knowing that you can never talk to her again, and that bridge has been burned. You retch as you put on another song. Your chin begins trembling as you dive into the sadness, hoping for a cathartic ending. You recognize a specific loneliness for your lover that nobody else seems to be able to fill. A flashback of you spontaneously bursting into tears driving to the mall, the same mall you shared your last day with her at. You remember holding in your breath and tightening your chest so no sounds would escape as you trap yourself in emotion while tears stream down your face, hoping your passenger won't notice. Your clenched body winces as she doesn't say a word, just plays a song, Treat You Better. Oh God, it's a sweet sentiment, but it backfires. You've never heard this song before. I won't lie to you. I know he's just not right for you. And you can tell me if I'm off. but I see it in your face when you see that he's the one that you want, and you're spending all this time in this wrong situation, and any time you want it to stop. She looks at you lovingly, knowing she's watching the tears stream down your face, silently, as she sends an invitation that you're going to deny, because your heart still belongs to her. Your body winces, knowing in your heart and in your soul you think she's in a wrong situation, not at your side. You wince in the memory you were in a wrong situation, stopping her from finding you first. I know I can treat you better than he can, and any girl like you deserves a gentleman. Tell me, why are we wasting time on all of your wasted crying when you should be with me instead? I know I can treat you better than he can. The lyrics unfold, the kindest gesture, knowing it's genuine. You know she would have wanted you to have someone better than the woman in the car with you. You know how badly she wanted to treat you like you deserved when she found you in an abusive relationship with your partner. The more painful memory emerges of her in an abusive relationship where you were telling her these words, too scared to tell her that you wanted to treat her like she deserved to be treated, trying desperately to convince your friend of her worth. She found someone to treat her right, and you reached her too late, you fucking coward. Your body tenses as you think of all of the women that have found you unreachable. You start to question if you can even move on at this point. It's been 1.5 years since it's happened. It's been 7 years since you've fallen in love with her. You haven't been able to escape your feelings, no matter how hard you've tried. You're a child that looks in the garage for your father's car to return home where it belongs, where everything is complete. You've been waiting, but that garage has been empty. As you sit there waiting some more in a permanent state of anticipation, the empty space in your chest is reserved parking. There's a plaque with her name on it, but it hasn't been used. You try to scratch the name off, but you don't have the muscle. Is this empty space going to be reserved for her forever? 7 years, an entire quarter of your life you've been in love with her. You pause. You're too overwhelmed to keep writing this. You look on Facebook. The first thing you see is something shared that says, "One of the hardest lessons is letting go." You feel defeated as you can't seem to find respite anywhere. She has invaded your entire being, and her memories have made themselves home. You clutch your head and sob until you feel like throwing up. You start to wonder if it's really so absurd that someone could die of a broken heart. You notice that the rain has stopped, and you decide to escape outside. You walk around, trying to clear your mind, and you feel a phantom hand grab yours. It's her. You've never yearned to have your hand held, but your brain is feeling especially vindictive today. I look up at the sky and remind myself that the rain always stops. I smile for a brief moment where I forget that inevitably it will rain again, and hopefully I will have better protection from the storm. The pain gets ignited. You're over it again. You're able to see things objectively. You write her a letter telling her you're sorry. You're sorry for how things ended, how things happened. You're curious. You know her so well. You check her Instagram, looking for a sign to see if she still loved you. Curiosity gets the best of you, and it stabs painfully, but you're an emotional masochist when it comes to her. You smile seeing pictures of her barbecuing, wondering if she remembered the inside joke you shared. Nah, I doubt it. I couldn't have meant that much, I tell myself. It reveals an inside joke between us. You wonder if she's taunting you. Maybe she's showing off she's doing well for herself. You see another picture. It's another inside joke. Another and another. You wonder if maybe you did mean something to her. You wonder if maybe all this time she was struggling with the same feelings of a prematurely ended love born. You wonder if she kept a special keychain you gave her. You see a picture of the record player that she was so proud of. You click it, wondering if maybe you can look closely enough to see if she's still listening to the band, The Weeknd, our band. You remember her buying every single Weeknd record after it became your band, the band that brought you two together. You see it is. You see it's a video. It's not a picture after all. You click it, waiting in anticipation to see if it was our song. It was. She wanted you to see this. She even picked speakers from your favorite company. She knew how much you loved JL Audio. You know it will take a while to absorb all the implications of this taboo but powerful love. She was thinking about you after all. Was she heartbroken too? Does she miss looking in the eyes that so closely reflect her shade of green? Does she ever see my eyes when she looks in the mirror like I do? Is she telling me she forgives me? The only reason you checked this was because someone suggested you read her letter. Now, undeniably, she yearns to respond. You know our love would be tragic, so you don't pay it no mind. Innocently, she sings in your ear, morbid curiosity in your eyes as you long for her in a way that needs to be satisfied despite the consequences.